Gotcha.
Oh, it's
All
all
right.
good. I'm just happy to be on with you, man.
Nah, it's an honor is all mine. All right. Hey there, everybody. How y'all doing? We're doing another around the 30 minutes. And today I got another special guest. As always, they're all special. This guy, his name is David. Hey, David, how you doing?
Good, man. Happy holidays to you and all
Thank
fellow
you.
collectors.
I love that hat, man. You got the Santa hat going on. That's really good, man. So tell
Well,
us. I'm sorry.
first
Go
of
ahead.
all, the holidays are here, right? Can you see this? You
Oh
got a
yeah.
little
Yeah.
TFC,
Lift it up a
TF
little bit. Lift
source
it up a little bit.
brochure.
There you go. Oh, TF source. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, yeah. So, and not to mention, I think I told you already, it snowed like a foot last night, so it's
Yeah.
cold here.
So are you? So I guess you're in northern part of your state, right? I guess is where you're
Correct.
at.
So I'm right above Reno, Nevada, about 15 miles north, about
Okay.
5,026 feet. So it can
Oh,
get to 0 degrees. But last night it snowed a good foot here.
nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did it stick? I mean, is it still out there?
Oh yeah, man. I mean,
Mhm.
it's the roads were kind of closed down. My wife, she works in South Reno. It took her about 2 hours to get home last night, but we're equipped to
Oh,
make the trip and whatnot. But there's a good still foot of snow, and it's like 26 degrees out. So
oh, that's good. That's good stuff. That's good. Like a campfire weather, or whatever. You can start
it's
that
awesome,
fire
man.
real
This
quick.
is God's country out here, high Sierra Desert,
Yeah,
and again, 5,000 feet, so it gets cold up here.
I imagine. Yeah, that's cool. So, let's just talk about yourself. So what is it you collect? By the tail, you can look behind you. You do collect Transformers. Do you collect any other lines or anything like that? Are you interested in any of that stuff?
I do a lot of I build a lot of master grades. I do a lot of
Oh,
gunpla.
okay.
So I got into metal build Gundams about 3 or 4 years ago, and
Nice.
I pretty much have that entire line. And I used to build models as a kid,
Yeah.
and I went into Hobby Lobby one day and I saw one of their master grade kits, and I said, "What the hell is this?" And took it home and opened it up and said, "Whoa!" But is it intimidating as it is? The instructions are very straightforward, so
Yeah.
it's pretty easy to put it together. The hard part is really just doing like the little things, the details with making sure that everything lines up, the sanding,
Yeah.
and then doing decals and then painting and whatnot.
Exactly. Yeah. Looks like you got a Flames toy dress back there. You into the Flames toys?
Yeah, for sure. I
I
thought,
love
being
him.
again into the metal build line, I keep an eye on Sola Chigokin, stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I'm a
Hmm.
huge Sentinel guy. I've got a lot of Sentinel products too, like
Okay.
the Giant Gorg, the Dan Kuga, Mazinkaiser, all that stuff too.
Nice.
So Flame Toys, I think, is a spin-off of Sentinel, I want to say.
I don't. To be honest, I don't know. Don't get me
Yeah,
lying on
there's
that.
collaboration there, but that drift is really impressive. And like
Yeah.
you, I've got Tarn on order, and I'm waiting for him anxiously. I can't wait for him to
Nice.
hit. I think I'm actually surprised that he hasn't hit yet, but I'm thinking the next week or two.
I get mine tomorrow. I ordered mine
Really?
from TF Source. Yep. Finally.
That's awesome,
Hopefully,
man.
hopefully he gets here tomorrow. I checked on the shipping and it should be here tomorrow. So.
He looks like
Oh,
he's going to be a good. I don't know. He looks like a head taller than Drift.
a little bit. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, he
He's
was
doing.
certainly more expensive, but I think that the engineering and the paint, as your buddy says, painted to the nines. I uh, I think that he's going to look pretty stellar behind
Yeah.
glass.
Oh, I'm excited. I already got a spot. I'm gonna take some stuff down from my little thing over here on the Decepticon side, and I'm gonna put him up top. I'm gonna take Overlord out and find somewhere else to put him, and then put that up top and everything. So
What, the MMC Overlord?
yeah, correct. Yep.
Cool. And then there's another company coming out with the Overlord. He looks cool, but
Same
I
time.
have MMC too down there, and I think I'm just going to stick with that Overlord. He looks badass.
Yeah. Well, he's more style. I think he's more IDW than the one that Fans Hobbies coming out. I think it's more G1 kind of thing going towards him.
Yeah.
So it looks good. They showed some painted prototypes actually today. I think people were sending me, and it looks really nice. I've
Yeah.
seen it at TFCon too. It was really impressive. Everything.
Absolutely. And I'm on the same bandwagon as you, man. You've been kind of preaching lately. Like, if you want something bad enough, I mean, you can make it happen.
Mhm.
Everyone's different with their methods and whatnot, but it's like I call it collection bucks. If you want something bad enough, you can part ways with things, or you can just set
Yep.
aside money, a little chunk at a time, or, hell, I'd even do like before I moved here, I had a second job and I didn't really need it, but I took it, cleaning, you know, an office over the weekend, and that was like my Transformer money, man.
Yeah, and Bobby said that, Skullface has said that before. He works, to fulfill his, collection and everything. He works, overtime and everything.
Yeah.
So, if you really want something, you got to work for it. And like I said, this, collecting is not a necessity. It's extra.
No, it's not. Actually, it's that much more rewarding when you get it too.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those things, man. You were talking with TJ yesterday. It's like a lot of people come out of the woodwork if they think something's overpriced and they kind of hate on it. And at the end of the day, it's like, why waste your energy, man? If you want something bad enough, that's like your prerogative. And I feel like, if you have the means to do it and you got, milk and food in the fridge, do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. That's a good response. So how is it? How did you get? You told me you've been in for 30 years. How did you get in collecting, and why Transformers?
So, I think I owe my mom that credit because when I was a toddler, there was some sort of bargain. I can't remember what it was that she had with me. I mean, I'm talking young. I was like maybe not even 2 yet, and somehow I ended up with a Godzilla, and I don't know if you all remember, but there was a Godzilla in the 70s. I'm probably a little bit older than you guys, but I'm 44. But there was a 1.5 foot tall Godzilla that his fist shot out.
Oh, I had him.
His tongue kind of went back and forth.
I think was it the one that had the fist that shot out? I had him.
I fell in love with that thing, man. I took that thing, my buddy and me, everywhere.
Yeah.
And it just stuck with me, and I always kept it in good shape, and I never really, thrashed it. And just for me, that kind of opened up Pandora's box,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
And my parents were teachers. So at a very young age, they exposed me to comic books. And comic books are great for kids' vocabulary and just their imagination. So once I started going down that path and using my imagination, understanding, like, I got into X-Men really hardcore. Classic X-Men, Uncanny X-Men. And some of those storylines are pretty good, man. A lot of the storylines are better than the stuff that comes out in movies. And, being 7 years old and reading it and understanding it, it really helped, just kind of open things up, if you will.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah.
How about you, man? Who do you owe credit for your collection? Or
I don't consider collecting as a kid because I didn't really collect. I don't think kids collected, I just had stuff, different. My first love was He-Man. I started off, then G.I. Joe. I had Transformers. I love Mask. I was a big Mask fan for some
reason. Were you
into
Mask? My brother was into Mask.
Yeah, I loved Mask. And then around, like I said, I told this 2000 when new RID came out after Beast Wars, all the animal stuff and everything came out. I was walking through Walmart and I saw them. I was like, I had those as kids. I loved them. So I just started buying them. And then I found eBay. And I ordered my first G1, which was Ultra Magnus, and then Armada came out, and I just started from there. I've been collecting ever since then. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So, I was fortunate because I remember the actual first episode of G1 Transformers, and kind of brings me to something. Were you a latchkey kid?
What do you mean?
Were you a latchkey kid, like where your parents worked at night and you came home?
No.
A latchkey kid.
No. Never heard that before, actually. Never heard of that.
Yeah, so it's like, my brother and I, we get out of school. My parents still worked. We were latchkey kids. So, the first thing we wanted to do was turn on Transformers, because that came on right around that time. And I was just blown away because, you had He-Man and other stuff, but to see robots with personalities and just the awesomeness of it, it just kind of, it took you away, again, using your imagination. But it was like, it's kind of funny because, a few Christmases and birthdays, I had started collecting Transformers, and you look at them today and they're so antiquated. But when you plug those personalities into those robots, you were like, they kind of look like they kind of look like masterpieces now when you were a kid because you're using your imagination. If that makes sense.
Yeah, you have to squint your eye a little bit and tilt it a little bit. It kind of looks like the cartoon, but that's what and that's what I think that I don't know if kids have lost that nowadays, because they have the technology has, gone, far and beyond, everything, the toys nowadays is, just awesome. But back then,
we're so lucky, man. TJ made a comment yesterday. It's like, when do you say enough's enough? And I would agree that there's been an evolution. You know, there's been a pretty hard evolution from what you'd see, like, let's say, Soul of Chigokin 15 years ago to what you get today.
Yeah.
And I know it's hard to like envision what we're going to get 10 years down the road, but I don't know how much better it can get, bro.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you. You know, especially with the advance, you know, like I said, advances of, you know, the, you know, plastic and the, you know, especially like Flames toys, you know, it's just, I wonder if that's what we're going to lead towards. You know, just imagine if Drift could look like that and transform.
Oh man, that would be awesome.
Jeebus. I mean, that'd be a game changer right there. I mean,
well, yeah, computers, you know, when people used to hand sculpt things, and now you have AutoCAD programs, and that's changed everything, dude.
It has, exactly. Just want to say hey to everybody. Mark 44 is in. Thank you very much. Lord Nagatron, he's always here. Clumsy Combo. Can you ask him if he liked the X-Men Inferno storyline, please? Did you like the X-Men Inferno story?
Are you kidding me? That was one of the best storylines ever, man. Yeah. I mean, that when Mr. Sinister came out of the woodwork and that whole thing went down with the Marauders and the Morlocks and it kind of it evolved into that whole Inferno with Madeline. I think it was Madeline Pryor, you know, and whatnot. But that to me was probably the coolest storyline. And then I also like the X Factor a lot, where Apocalypse came into play with the Four Horsemen, and then kind of, you know, took Angel and turned him into what they call him. It was Death. Was it Death Angel or Archangel or something like that?
I think Archangel would have.
That was pretty cool.
Okay, that's cool. Clumsy Combo said, TF Source, I'm getting a little concerned about them. I pre-ordered Unique Toys. They're swindle, and I've been waiting for almost a year and a half. Jeebus.
For which one?
For their the Unique Toys Swindle. So he's been waiting for wow. I have no idea. I had Swindle, man. I sold him because I didn't go to Unique Toys. I went to Zeta.
He's one of my favorite characters of all time, Swindle. And
really? Nice. I was going to ask you who your favorite character
is. So. What's that?
I was going to ask you. One of the questions was who your favorite character was. So.
Well, I would say that it's Starscream, right? Starscream's my favorite. I have quite a few Starscreams. I actually have quite a few Rebel Tech Starscreams. And then custom robots. I don't know if you guys know what custom robots are, but they were basically like Rebel Techs, and they came out. It was like third-party Rebel Tech, and they did a whole slew of Decepticons and Autobots, and I picked them all up for like diorama purposes, if you will, for like exaggerated combiner war stuff. But I would say Starscream, and then a close second would be, you know, Swindle.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I've always associated, you know, everybody associates Combaticons with, you know, Starscream, you know, all that stuff.
Absolutely. That's why on my Bruticus 9 out of 10 times I have the Rebel Tech Starscream sitting up on his shoulder.
Yeah, that matches really good. I've yet to combine my Zeta yet, so I'll probably do that one.
You haven't done that yet?
I'm busy. I got a lot of stuff to do. I got to do all these interviews.
You hit something, because a lot of us are so anxious to get it, and then you get it. And then there's like this little block where we're all like, oh shit, we got to put this thing together now.
Yeah. You know, just me doing interviews and reviews and everything. I just really haven't. I'll get to it. I got finals next week. So
right. Speaking of which, I wanted to congratulate you too, man, because, you know, I told you I was doing that side job, and for years, I would listen to the SCU, right?
Who?
And I'd listen to you guys, and it would help me get through my day, you know, just through my side job, you know, listening to y'all. And what you're doing here is pretty cool. It's almost like a speed interview, if you will, of different walks of life collectors and whatnot. And
right.
I don't know if I'm your first guest from the West Coast, but it's about time you guys show some love for the West Coast.
I think you might be. I'd have to go back and go through. I mean, well, basically what I'm doing this is, especially around the 30 minutes, you know, people's attention span is really, you know, short. They're like a gnat. And so I try to, and lately it has not been 30 minutes. It's been long. Like I did this weekend, I did a 2-hour one, but you know, I'd had different people on. So I just, you know, I try to get, you know, people on, you know, and just get different perspectives. You know what I'm saying? Of their, you know, their collecting and everything, you know, and you don't have to be a podcast. You don't have to be a reviewer. You know, I'll have anybody on. You know, I'm very friendly, and I'm open up my, you know, internet to anybody who wants to come on, and you know, let's just have a good time. You know, just
that's awesome. So you work from home?
No, I'm in class right now. I'm in school right now.
Oh, congrats, man.
So yeah, I'm trying to finish that. I'm doing the HVAC thing, so I'm trying to finish that and get a job and everything. I got laid off from HP, or I got workforce release, whatever. So
Yeah.
basically, I sent my job overseas. So they pay for my school, and that's all.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, hopefully you take advantage of that and everything goes smooth. Dude, there's saturation in the, like I'm in cybersecurity, if you will, and at the end of the day, man, it's like the digital era, just like with hardware kind of phased out, and now you have software that's so readily available.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at one time it was really pricey, but it's so competitive, it's come down, and you're seeing a lot of hits in the market as far as like margins go.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that are changing in this industry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It changes every 6 months. That's why I was trying to get away from that kind of work, because I did it and I just got tired of just working that way. So, but anyways, enough about me. This is about you. This is your show, not mine. So what class do you prefer? Are you mainly a MP collector, or you do collect Chug or anything, or are you just mainly?
Well, it kind of evolved. I had a really good G1 collection in the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, as you kind of get older, I didn't throw my stuff away. I kept everything and kept the boxes and put them in storage.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had kids at a young age. My kids are adults now. Shout out to my sons. And so when I kind of revisited it, I was like, what's this eBay stuff all about? This is a trip. I still love my Transformers, but at the same time, it was right around 2004 when I walked into a Walmart and I saw Optimus Prime, the masterpiece.
Yeah,
and I was like, so my love for action figures and stuff like that never went away. It's just different phase of life. But when I saw that, I was like, you got to be kidding.
Yeah.
What is this? I picked it up. And I was like, I went right to the register, dude, bought it, went home, opened it up, and I put it on a shelf, and I said, this is incredible.
Yeah.
So then I started doing some searching. I found TFW, and I found a dude named Autobot78 who became a really good friend of mine, and he kind of turned me on and said, check this out and check that out. And all of a sudden, I saw that green screen.
Yeah, the MP03.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, hell, this is incredible. So I pretty much auctioned off all my G1 stuff, pocketed some of the money, but then I said, I'm going to use this as collection bucks.
Gotcha.
And then I just started my collection, and one thing led to another. But I kind of went into the classics for a while.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I started getting into that pretty hardcore. And then when I realized third party and MP stuff was starting to churn out, I got rid of all that real quick, and then I just went to mostly Masterpiece, bro. I'm a huge Masterpiece collector.
Yeah, that's cool. I collect everything. I just love Transformers. So, and talking about that, do you see an end to your collecting? I mean, are you always going to collect? Have you collected all your life? Like you said, you have been 30 years, so I guess most of your life you've been collecting.
It's funny because I was listening to you talk to Bobby Skullface about that, man. It's like, I'll always have it in my heart. I'm a huge fan, and I'm going to finish the G1 Masterpiece line 100%. I also collect Hot Toys and, a lot of anime stuff, kind of, as you know, I'm a big anime guy, so I love that Evangelion MP10.
Nice.
And then, I've got a little Evangelion, Godzilla, huge fan of that. So do I ever see myself quitting collecting? Probably not, but probably not as fast as a pace as we are now. And I was thinking about that the other day. It's like, dude, can you imagine just coming into this now? We've had the luxury of years to build on this. I mean, coming into this now, you would have to take out a loan, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really wanted to get where we were, and do I have any regrets about spending some of the money? No, because I've always churned my collection. But the thing is if you're a good collector, you'll find a way to kind of evolve with what you're doing. And if you don't, then you're gonna, I think the best thing to do is, like, if you're disciplined, is if you want something new, you sell something old.
That's true. Yeah, you sell to, or you sell to live, or sell to collect, or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if I want something, I say, okay, I want that, and then I go to my collection and say, okay, so what can I part with? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. A lot of people do that now. I mean, they just move on. You know, they see something, there's like, do I need that really? I don't. You know, but I want something else. I want this. It's more important.
And it's kind of all about timing too. Besides, you want to keep a good name in eBay and stuff, and keep your stuff mint. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty meticulous about keeping my stuff mint, but about a year ago, seeing this new Zeta and the new Toy World thing coming through, I looked at my combiners, my existing combiners that I had. I probably had like 7 or 8 of them, and I'm like, I got to get rid of these now.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I got rid of them, and then I'm on this new path, and I saw the pictures the other day at Zeta Toys Superior, and that looks great to me.
Yeah, I'm excited. I got the 2 that came out, and I'm really excited for him.
I'm excited, man. I mean, the Silverbolt looks amazing.
Yeah, it does. Mark 44 Prime wants to know: what's your holy grail? Do you have a holy grail that you want?
In what line?
Transformers. Just say Transformers, I guess, or anything. I mean, what's your holy grail on anything?
I've got a lot of favorites in Transformers, but I've got a lot of metal builds that I love.
Okay.
I'll show you my holy grail.
So you've already got your holy grail. Okay.
Probably that, probably with robots, it's going to be this giant Gorg Sentinel. It's a giant Gorg, and it was a cartoon line. This thing is heavy. It's diecast, made by Sentinel, but I got his twin too. He's pretty badass, but this is probably the most respected robot that I have in my collection because it was so hard to obtain.
Yeah. That's cool. I never heard of it, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was an anime back in the day and whatnot, but this is probably my holy grail right here.
That's awesome. Clumsy said, since Takara is postponing, Masterpiece Beast Wars Megatron, do you think they might ever do Masterpiece Combiners?
Do a Masterpiece what?
Do you think Takara will ever do Masterpiece Combiners?
No.
I would probably say no too, but I would love for them to try. I think they could try to tackle one.
I would love to see that. I don't know what direction they're going right now. I'm really excited about MP44, although a lot of people are complaining about the price.
Are you getting it?
Yeah, I'm going to get it, man.
Nice.
I'm going to do the same thing as you. I mean, every time I get paid, I'm just going to put a little aside, and then I'm going to sell things that I don't need and just kind of put it in an envelope, close my eyes, and just
well, and they went up for a pre-order on Amazon Japan, so I got them for $314. So
that's a great deal.
He's out there. So
is he sold out?
No, you can. I'll send you the link if you want me to.
So if you're an Amazon customer, do you have to sign up separately for Amazon Japan?
No, I mean you have to make up a username and password and all that stuff, but you just click on it and change it to English, and you can read it, and you just order. You got to set up just like anything on Amazon. So I
would be thankful if you sent me that link. That would be awesome.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about other stuff. So if you could have, I always say this, I don't want anything bad to happen, anything, but what would be your last meal if you had to eat anything? What would it be?
Probably a New York or ribeye with baked potato and maybe some asparagus or a nice salad. I got to have some horseradish though with that.
Really nice. I love a good ribeye, man. Who doesn't love a good ribeye? Come on,
dude.
Man.
I barbecue like 4 times a week, man. I sit out back. I love where I live. I've got my backyard. I can see mountains upon mountain ranges, and just sitting back there barbecuing with a cigar and a little whiskey is beautiful, man.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I love. Oh, I'm gonna have a ribeye tonight. Come on now. So you said you work from home. So how do you relax? What do you do to have fun? What do you do for fun and relax, all that stuff?
I do a lot of things, man. I work out 4 or 5 days a week. I jog in the neighborhood at least 3 to 4 times a week. I play basketball. I draw. I play a lot of video games. Like last night, I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2. That's pretty awesome.
Nice.
I spend a lot of time with my lady. It's fun in the evenings. Making dinner and having a glass of wine, and that's pretty much what I do. But I also really enjoy like during the winter, like this time of the year, that's when I do a lot of my building of master grades because, you know, that's the excuse. You don't, you know, when it's nice outside, you got to do things around the house, but during the winter time. So I think building Gundams is probably my favorite thing to do.
Okay, cool. I tried one. I built one, and I was like, it's fun. I'm doing the Flames Toys thing. I got Optimus. I still got to build him, and I just ordered that Starscream, the teenager Starscream one.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
So hopefully, it hasn't shipped yet. So I'm hoping probably next week I get it. So
they look really good.
Yeah, he did. I love that little thrust thing he's got going on. It's kind of weird, but I'm excited.
The pelvic thrust?
Yeah, the pelvic thrust, yeah.
It's just an anime thing. People like always, it's like, why are people looking, you know? But for me, it's like Drift has it, you know? Our Flame Toys Drift, he has it. And I think
Tarn has it too. Yeah, exactly. So I'm excited. I just ordered him yesterday. Was it last night or the night before? So they haven't shipped it yet. So I got it from TF Source, and I've never ordered from TF Source, and I've already ordered 2 things from them. Man, it's weird. So weird.
What did you order from them? The Tarn?
Yeah, the Tarn. I got the Tarn coming in tomorrow, and then, like I said, the Starscream hopefully next week sometime. Probably.
I'm surprised Tarn was still in stock because he's pretty much gone.
Yeah, he was. I was looking everywhere, and I was late to everybody and everything, and then finally, somebody hit me up and said, "Hey, Tarn is in at TF Source. Go get it." I was like, "Okay." So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
That's pretty cool.
I'll review that as soon as I get it.
Is that your preferred place to order stuff?
No, not at all. Agabus, Haney, and everything. I usually order from him. William, I order from him a lot. He's down in Texas. He's really helpful and everything. Chosen Prime, I order from them too. So that's my
go-to guy is Toy Dojo, man. Shout out to Toy Dojo. I love Toy Dojo. Yeah, Eddie's a good dude.
Yeah, I've seen him. Speaking of TFCon, are you going to the TFCon in LA?
I've thought about it. I don't know, if tickets are on sale. I've never been to one of those, to be honest with you. I've been to a couple of collector meetups and whatnot in Las Vegas, but I've never done a TF Con, and I think it would be really cool. Mm-hmm. It would be very cool to go to, but I don't have any. I don't have any plans, set plans to go to it.
So, do you know Snowflake? Do you know Tyler?
Who?
Tyler. He used to be. He's on oh God, Tyler L.
Is it? So I know Chris Starrett. I mean, I'm kind of name dropping now. Autobot 78. He's in Vegas. Yeah. So they were like part of that Transformer. Huh?
He used to live around Vegas too.
Yeah, they have a club out there.
Yeah.
And I've been out to Vegas for business, and I met up with Chris, and it was very cool. They were very cool. But out here on the West, man, there's not a lot of the close collaboration is kind of few and far between. You guys have it going on the you're kind of in the Midwest though, right?
Yeah, I'm in the South, Arkansas.
So you don't get to hang out with all those guys like from Realm of Collectors, like they all get together all the time.
No, I don't get together with them. But I go to TFCon and everything. But no, I don't get to hang out with them as much.
So would you say that TFCon is more about like the hanging out part, or is the part where you're walking through and looking at things, does that kind of wear out pretty quick?
Yeah. Well, it did for me. Like I went to a couple of BotCons, and I didn't know anybody back then, so it was all about Transformers. But now TFCon it's all about meeting, everybody in RC, Shattercast, and I get to go see Bobby and Robert and all them. And it's a good hangout time for weekend, because I can buy, you can find all that stuff online. Everything you can find that. I mean, I buy a lot of stuff because I'm just, like that. But you can find all that stuff anywhere.
Dude, you know what? Bobby Skullface, man, that guy cracks me up because and he's really cool. Like, he's answered a couple of my emails and whatnot. But I'll never forget when I was searching YouTube and I saw it was like one of his first videos that said Warbitron drama. Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
And hey, bro, the first time when you see the skull face thing, you're just like, what in the hell? And it definitely kind of hook, line, and sinker, man. But it's like you guys are that's a great podcast that you guys run, man.
It's all right. Screw those guys, man. We're actually recording tonight.
Where you guys have had some heated discussions, but nothing but love. But I mean,
we know, yeah, we're good.
And whatever happened to the Aussie, man?
Oh, Lenny.
Yeah,
I mean, he just work and and stuff. It just it's in different time schedule. He's
sure.
all across the world. So it was just it was. I wish he would come back. But it's hard. With his job and everything. So
Yeah.
just he had to move on and everything.
Do
So
you know if he still collects?
oh yeah, he does. He does a lot of stuff for MMC. He takes a lot of beautiful pictures for him.
That's awesome.
He has a transformer named after him, Des something. I forgot the everything. So he has he's got a lot of stuff going on and everything. He's really awesome dude. I'd love to go over to Australia to meet him. He's a really good dude.
Yeah, he was cool, man. When he departed, I was a little bit bummed out, but like you said, he had to move on, and
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys still keep in touch.
Oh yeah, yeah. We talk all the time. It's cool. Do you? I guess I don't know. Since you don't do any of the, mainly, do you go toy hunting anymore? Do you like doing that?
I mean, we've got some local comic book shops,
Hmm.
but it's kind of sad when you go into a comic book shop and you kind of realize you have more stuff than they do. You
Damn.
can't really see a lot of my stuff, man, and I'm not going to fool with the camera, but do I go toy hunting? I mean, if I go into Walmart or Target and I'm with my lady, she knows I'm like, hey, I'll see you in a little bit, and I'll go browse, whatnot, and I'll pick things up for like, some of my nephews and whatnot. But I don't really go toy hunting per se.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's fine. It's because it's really, most of the stuff you're getting, that you buy is stuff online. So, I
Yeah, I get a
understand
lot of
that.
my stuff online. Once Toys R Us went out, that was a huge bummer.
Hmm.
And I don't know what people's fondest memories are of Toys R Us, but mine was probably in '77 when they had a Darth Vader there, and I thought that
Wow.
was real. I thought it was real, dude. I mean, the line wrapped around the building, and there was two stormtroopers and Darth Vader, and I was like, oh my god, I was kind of scared. My mom
Yeah.
told me that I was kind of shaking when it was my turn to go up and talk to Vader, but that was probably my fondest memory of Toys R Us.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So, let's see. If you could go back in time for one day, where would it be, and what, and when, and where, and what would you do?
In my lifetime or in man's history?
Anytime. Yeah, anytime. What day?
If I could
Anytime.
go back, because I read a lot of books. I read a lot of history, and history is not what is told in our textbooks. I would love to be a fly on the wall, bro, and see who and at what time the Sphinx and the pyramids were built.
Oh,
I think
nice.
that is a mystery that probably will never be solved.
Yeah.
And if people really did know about it, they probably wouldn't share that information. But I definitely think there was some sort of lost either knowledge or
Hmm.
some sort of intervention. But
Yeah.
there's no way in hell that, you know, supposedly, people running around with like, hunter gatherers built those things, bro. That is something that I would really like to know is like
Yeah.
who and when was the Sphinx and the pyramids built?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. A lot of people said they would just go back. I even said at first I'd be like, I go back in time and get Transformers and do one stuff and
Yeah.
everything. But
But if anybody ever takes the time to really look into the history and check out what the Sumerians wrote and
yeah.
get into all that Anunnaki stuff, it becomes very interesting but very confusing with like timelines. And I don't know if that's on purpose or what, but I would like to know, bro.
Yeah, I would. I'm sure anybody would. I always, when I ask that question, I would like to see somebody, you go back in time and see if it really happened, like people are telling us the way it happened, everything. So
I don't think it went down the way that mainstream historians tell us, man.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Let's see. Lord Negatron wants to say, what was the last Hasbro Transformer you purchased? Do you remember?
Last Hasbro,
Yeah.
probably that Springer.
Oh, the Generations. Well, that's
Yeah,
been a
that thing
while.
was badass. I gave that to like that was one of the things that I like to do. As I mentioned, I had a nephew. I have a nephew, and
Yeah.
some of my stuff that I had, like that Springer, and then
Yeah.
there was that. What was that Headmaster that was pretty cool?
Brainstorm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I would repro label those things up and kind of
Yeah.
customize them,
Hmm.
and then just kick them down to my nephew, and he'd be like, "Wow, this is awesome!" But I think that Springer was probably the last Hasbro that I bought, and no, that's not true. I bought some of those Legend Insecticons and Sharkticons. Those are pretty cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah. From
How about you?
Me? I buy half all the time, dude. Come on now.
You're all over those sieges, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm loving them, man.
So for an MP collector like myself, would you say that those are worth picking up and giving a try? And if so, which one would you recommend?
Well, I've only opened. I have 4 right now, and I found the little ones last night. I found the the little Micro Masters and the Target Masters. I only have 4. I've only opened up 3. To be honest, for an MP collector, it's a different level. I think MP collections. I think are collections are like adult grade, whatever you want to call it. And the stuff that you find in the stores are toys. So if you want something to like a desk bot or something, if you want to just mess around, flip back and forth and everything, I think this new Siege line is really good. They've made some improvements. They do cost a little more, and I've told everybody, people like that, if you want stuff, to be better, it's going to cost more, because I see people griping about the price and stuff. I'm like, well,
I like the way Sideswipe looks, dude. His face looks almost identical to that Masterpiece.
It does. Yes, I've even heard that it looks better than the Masterpiece one. Yeah. Him and Hound are really good.
They look great.
I just did Skytread, Flywheels, whatever. He's good. I mean, I really like him too. He's probably my least favorite out of the 3, but he's still really good.
That's pretty cool. So let me ask you this: who is your preferred third party? Do you pretty much have every Fans Toys out?
I think I have every Fans Toys. I think I'd have to go back. My preferred third party, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I love. I'm a big Legends guy, so I love Magic Square and Eye Factory. They're probably in my top 5. Fans Toys is always going to be there. I like Make Toys, like MMC. I like all of them, basically, to be honest.
I like Make Toys. I like what they did with the Seekers. I'm looking forward to the Coneheads.
Yeah, me too, because I have no Coneheads. So
I have every Fans Toys, but there's one that I'm really not sure, and I haven't pulled the trigger. I'm going to pull the trigger in the next week or 2, but I really want an Omega Supreme, and I'm not sure which one to go with. Which one do you recommend?
I don't. To be honest, I only have the Fans Toys one. I don't have the DX9 one, so I don't want to say I don't have really a fight in that battle. I just went with Fans Toys because it's Fans Toys. Yeah, I've heard really that you wouldn't make a bad choice either one, to be honest. I don't have the Fans Toys. I don't have. I can think of off the top of. I don't have Hound. I went with the Make Toys Hound. I don't have.
I had both, and then I ended up keeping the Fans Toys Hound, and I sold the Make Toys Hound. They were both cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep. I got the Make Toys one, and I'm gonna get the Masterpiece one. So I'll transform the Make Toys one into Jeep mode, and the hell be my Jeep one.
So are you going? Do you have all the Masterpiece Headmasters too?
Yeah. What do you mean? Is the Decepticons and the Autobot ones?
Well, yeah. I mean, Make Toys has theirs, and then Fans Toys had Weird Wolf. I got
KFC has 2. I don't have one of the KFC ones. I don't have 8-Face. I don't have him.
No, I'm not a big fan of KFC, to be honest with you. I'm going to skip the 8-Face, but I'm going to definitely finish out the Headmasters through Make Toys for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I think their Brainstorm has been shown, so I'm excited to get him. And Fans Toys has their the Crocodile one offhand. I can't.
Yeah, that one's coming out. Skull Cruncher.
Yeah, Skull Cruncher. So he's coming out, so they'll be good. But I don't really have a preferred third party. Train. I'll get any. I like any company and all that stuff. So, do you have a preferred?
Yeah, it's Fans Toys. I like Ocular Max line from MMC. I like what they're doing. To be honest with you, I love their Trailbreaker. I think it's awesome. He got a lot of hate, but I think he's awesome. He's standing right there. But I didn't like what they did with their hoist. I thought that looked kind of odd.
I'm waiting on those too. I had the speed bump, whatever. God, I'm just losing my mind. I can't remember who these companies are. Bad Cube. I had Bad Cube, the Trailbreaker, but I sold it because I heard when I saw Fans Toys announce theirs, and we haven't heard anything from them. So I'm still waiting for those. I was hoping MP would come out with one, or Masterpiece would announce one, but they haven't.
I'm not a big fan of Bad Q, bro. I got their Braun, and he's cool. He serves his purpose, but
yeah,
I don't think I'll ever do anything with them again. It's mostly Fans Toys. I'm a huge fan of what Make Toys did with their Jazz.
yeah,
I love the Hot Max Mirage. I got like 3 different versions of that, but I really, really want to see Takara do a Mirage. I really do.
I would love Takara to do everything.
Would you?
Oh, hell yeah. Lord Negatron would say, what Jetfire do you have? You have the Fans Toys?
Fans Toys?
Yeah, I have him too.
You know what's funny, dude? Let's talk about that real quick, because I kind of got the download before that Chronos came out, right? Mm-hmm. And before it came out, I was salivating, and then I kind of heard some stuff, whatever, not to throw anyone under the bus, but when I got Chronos and I took them out of the box, I was like, oh my God, this is a disaster. Yeah. And I really wanted to keep it, but honest to God, it was one of those deals where I got him in that day. I listed him on eBay that night, and he was gone, dude.
Nice.
Because I think we can all attest to, I give a lot of respect to all these third parties coming out with stuff, but let's face it, when you open up a box and you take something out, and there's tangibles and intangibles, but the tangible feel of a masterpiece, I'm sorry, you can feel it. You can feel what a masterpiece is, and you can call a Transformer a masterpiece. I can call a Soul of Chikokin a masterpiece. A masterpiece is a masterpiece, and some of these guys are getting away with bloody murder, but to each their own.
Yeah, that's true. Clumsy Combo, he wants to know, you don't collect Studio Series, so what do I think of Studio Series? I love them. I think they're really good representation of the movie figures. And let's see, because I do I buy all those Studio Series, so just go watch my review. I'm really happy with those. What do I think of the Devastator? I mean, it's going to be fine, I guess. It's cool that they're transforming. Like when we got Devastator from the movie, it was just one big clump of plastic and everything. Now they actually transform and everything. So I'm kind of intrigued of how they're going to transform and also combined that way.
Oh my God, are you talking about the Bayverse?
Yeah. Are you a Bayverse? Do you watch them?
Dude, you know what, man? I'm such a diehard Transformer fan, and the first one I went to, I was really excited, and I was like, okay, all right, but just like I was saying, a masterpiece is a masterpiece. A bad plot is a bad plot, and I'm sorry, the dialogue, the script, it's just so. It's almost like, as a Transformer fan, so sorry to say this, I'm almost like sinking in my seat, cringing, because I want to love them, I want to like them, but I'm just like, this is not good. But
so you're not looking forward to Bumblebee then, I guess?
Oh, you know what, man? I'm gonna get. You know what? That has a different vibe to it.
Okay.
That has a different vibe. I like the aesthetics of Bumblebee. I agree. I've been listening to you guys. I agree with Bobby. I think that the CGI G1 was kind of in there, but then they realized that sparked a lot of people's interest, so they kind of probably broadened that a little bit to suck people in.
Yeah.
I feel like it's really hard for me to understand why they don't understand and how they can't capture that magic in a bottle, because, dude, the lore is already there. They already laid it out. Cybertron was there, but everyone wants to put their own spin on things, but I think Michael Bay he admitted to it. He didn't know what Transformers was. He didn't care about it. But once he saw the money rolling in, he's like, this is cool. But I don't feel like he did his homework as far as the characters in the background.
He didn't give a rat's ass. I was at the BotCon when he was getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, and his speech was just like a slap in the face to everybody, basically. And he didn't know shit about Transformers.
He didn't know shit. And I'm a huge Batman fan. I'm a huge fan of the made to DVD Marvel and DC animes. Have you ever seen some of those?
No, but I've heard they're really good.
Dude, they're amazing, bro. Some of those plots, like I've got basically all of them, but all of those plots, most of them are better than what actually hits the theaters.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And it's such a head scratcher to not understand why Hasbro, or whoever it is,
doesn't straight to Netflix.
A 45-minute to an hour Cybertron Transformer cartoon.
I've always pushed that. I've always said that. I would love to see Paramount put stuff straight to Netflix, like a All Hail Megatron or the Last Stand of the Wreckers. or something like that, animated, that would be so good.
Wouldn't
And
that be awesome?
it would. I mean, it'd be good for the collectors now, and I think it'd be good for the kids if they did.
I mean, think about it. You could go back. You could go back even before Megatron and Optimus Prime. You could go back to where the Quintessons were kind of running Cybertron, right? And you could kind of do the whole Prime thing, because there was multiple Primes. Exactly. But you could get really deep into that. You could actually go 10 episodes into that before you even get to Orion Pax and Megatron.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's so much. Dude, I mean, like I said, there's 30 years plus already. I mean, laid, for the foundation. And like you said, you can go before, and you can make it for your own. I mean, there's so much potential for Transformers, and I don't understand why they don't scratch that.
I agree with you. We were talking about timelines earlier, like with the pyramids and whatnot. For some reason, they always want to go back to landing on Earth. But there's so much more cool factor if you were to start millennia before Prime and Megatron and lead up to it, man.
Yeah, golden age of all that stuff.
Hey, do you collect statues at all, or?
Yeah, I have a couple of Transformers, some of the cheaper, and I have a nice Unicron one. I have a nice Soundwave one too. They're pretty big, Diamond Select ones and stuff.
But you didn't get that Soundwave from Imaginarium or whatever it's called, that $1,000 one.
No, I ain't got money like that, man. Come on.
Yeah, my buddy in Colorado, shout out to he's one of my collector buddies. He picked that up, and he says it's amazing. Like, I have all of the Blizzard World of Warcraft statues, and they're phenomenal for their price, the detail, the paint. It's amazing.
Yeah. And
I also collect black and white Batman statues, but statues are cool. They're expensive though.
Yeah, they are. There's some nice Starscream ones I want.
Oh, dude, they got some nice Starscream ones.
Yeah, they do. So I got one more question, and we'll probably head out. So, what do you think of the fandom now? I mean, do you see the negativity? You're not a big social media, so I guess you don't really see how the fandom acts, I guess.
No. So even though I'm not on social media, I can view it, right? So I'm on TFW. I guess that's a form of social media.
It is.
I'm on Twitter because I follow my Miami Dolphins, and that's it. But I see a lot of divide. I think that you can kind of break it down to social groups, and I hate doing that. Sometimes things come down to price, and we were talking about that earlier. It's like, I'm not a big fan of Bayverse, right? But I don't intentionally go seeking out news articles on TFW about Bayverse and hate on it. So I see a lot of folks that kind of just, what do you call that, trolling?
Yes, trolling.
You see some trolls. I mean, I'll make comments here and there, and someone will come out of nowhere and say, I'm out of my mind. I'm like, well, that's nice. But I think
pat them on the head like,
I'm like, that's cool. But I think that there's more good in it. But unfortunately, just like in a classroom environment, two bad seeds can ruin it.
Exactly.
I feel like there's more good, again, that comes out of it than not, because I consider you guys in a form social media, listen to your podcast, if you will. And I think it's very cool, bro. I mean, this is the first time I've ever met you and said hello, but I feel like I kind of know your group.
Yeah.
And probably could fit in and hang out at the same time. But at the same time, I don't, you guys put there's a lot of time and effort. I mean, I see that you guys, don't you guys kind of have like a platform that you follow before you do you guys just don't jump on and do your thing. You guys, whoever's in charge that week has to do some homework, right?
Well, I mean, we have, I guess, jobs, some people do the news, and then we each have stuff to do and everything. But we usually we try to follow a format, but it usually gets screwed up anyways, especially when Robert D. He does the
that dude with his gorilla face last week was hilarious, bro.
Yeah, he's a wonderful dude. I'm happy to call him. I mean, he's like a step cousin, man. He's awesome. But when he's hosting, everything is out the window. I mean, basically what everybody do. We try to follow him. We try to do the news, but like I've said this millions of times. People really don't listen to us for the Transformers. They listen to us because of us. The banter, the back and forth. We give out some good information. Bobby is really good about that. He's a really smart. Him and Justin are really smart. Greg is too. They're all really wonderful guys, and I think we mesh real well. I think that's why we've lasted so long, because our personalities are really just help each other out and everything. So, and like Bobby said last week, we all, I always joke that, me and Justin and Greg are the B team or something like that and everything, but we all are really the A team because, we work well together. We feed off each other.
Oh yeah, dude. Like you said, man, it was like, when Lenny left, that was sad, and,
it was. When everybody left, when Oscar left, Oscar was, if you remember Oscar from early back in, he was awesome.
I think I ever caught that. I started listening to you guys about 3 years ago.
He might have been on about then, but go back and listen to Oscar because he is wonderful, hilarious.
Oh, really?
He was our main host. He was our first host. So go back to the early ones and listen to him. He is hilarious. Reach out to him too. He's a good dude. He's really funny, really nice. And we had Antoine on too. He was a really good dude and everything. He was all wonderful and everything. And it was sad to lose, people, but life goes on, and everything. Life happens. Everything, but if I could, I'd have them back on in a heartbeat, But
no, I think you guys do a lot of good for the community, man. Because whether you're coming home from a drive from work or you're going on a little trip, if you can listen to you guys, like I moved up here. My mom lives down in Sacramento, and sometimes I'll go down and help her out. Mm-hmm. As soon as I get on 80, I got SCU on, and I'm like, nice. This is great,
Thank you. But yeah, if you could, when you go back to Sacramento, so your mom, tell her I said hi. Go turn on to listen to some of the older stuff. It's really good. Oscar, he does voices, and it's awesome.
That's cool.
So, but anyways, yeah, dude, thank you, dude. This was awesome, man. You are welcome back anytime. Like I said,
appreciate that.
This was awesome. You're very knowledgeable and everything. I can't wait. Yeah, you said you send me your collection pics, man. I'd love to see your all your stuff and everything.
Oh, I'll do that, man. I'm sorry I wasn't able to really show.
No worries at all, man. I'd love to see your collection and everything. And dude, it was great to finally meet you. And I know you've been. I've seen you respond to Bobby and stuff and everything on top and everything. But you've been starting to respond to my stuff, and I really appreciate it, man. It's awesome.
I appreciate you too, man. And happy holidays to you, and keep doing what you're doing because I think it's really cool, and I think you kind of found a nice niche. And clearly, you're a good dude, and keep collecting, man.
That's right, man. You too, man. But hey, dude, you're welcome back anytime. And just want to say thank you for everybody that watched anything. Hit this guy up, man. He's a really good dude. You've been can anybody find you? I mean, like I said, you're not really big on social media, so just don't look for the guy. He can't find it. So.
I'm always commenting on YouTube. If someone wants to say what's up, do it on YouTube, man.
Cool. All right. Well, anyway, thank y'all very much. Hit that like button. It helps the channel out, and I'll go down there, sub, do all that good stuff and everything. And I guess I'll see you on the next review. And as always, Hell Hasbro. And good night, folks.
All right. Take care, brother.
Yeah. All right. Don't